Today, I'm going to discuss a personal journey of mine in which I spent over $8,000 in online certifications to help me pivot my career twice. The first time was to pivot into marketing, and the second time was to pivot into product management. Online education and non traditional education programs, such as boot camps, have been booming over the past few years. And you hear both sides of the story. Some people say that it's worth it, others say that it's a complete waste of money. So I thought it'd be a good idea to share my story and experience with investing into certifications to help you make an informed decision on whether or not to take that certification that you've been eyeing on for quite some time. So let's hop into it. Let's start off with talking about the first time I invested into an online certification program. So this was when I was a soon-to-be graduate for a Bachelor of Arts degree. I was months away from graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. However, I had no interest in pursuing a field in psychology further. What I did know is that I always had a passion for business and wanted to pursue a career in marketing when I graduated. I ended up speaking to an HR professional slash career coach to give me some guidance and direction. And that she told me that based on my current experience in education, no one was going to hire me for marketing. And this is because of two reasons. The first is that my degree is not business related, and the second is that I don't have any marketing experience. She suggested to close this gap to do an online marketing certification as I was finishing up my Bachelor of Arts degree. And once I was done my online marketing certification, start looking for internships to get some experience in marketing. From an education standpoint, I did my research and chose an online marketing certification program from eCornell, which is the online subsidiary of Cornell University. I mainly picked it for the brand name and that it fit into my schedule. The great thing about online certification programs is that you don't have to attend an actual classroom, which was great for me because I was able to juggle both, going to an actual classroom to finish my Bachelor of Arts while also completing an online certification in marketing at the same time. The certification was relatively straightforward, and I mainly did it to put something marketing related on my resume. When it comes to certification programs, it's mainly a pass or fail. There is usually no grading scale. And if you're a new grad consuming this piece of content, you'll start to realize that your grades don't really matter. From an overall perspective, obviously there are exceptions, such as those big companies that offer specific graduate work programs. As I was getting close to finishing my online marketing certification, I started looking at internships. I ended up taking an unpaid internship because they tend to hire faster and are more lenient on who they take. For me, the main goal was to get something on my resume. And since this internship was mainly online, I didn't have to spend my own money to get there. After a couple months of getting some internship experience at this small marketing agency, I started applying to jobs with my completed marketing certification from Cornell. Overall, it did help me get a lot of interviews but no job offers. In addition, I soon realized that when employers found out that my Cornell certificate was online and I didn't actually attend the school in person, it lost a bit of its luster. Keep in mind that this was over 10 years ago, where online education was not as mainstream as it is today. So if you think that doing an online certification is not as credible, that perception has completely changed for the better. As I was getting frustrated with my lack of results in the job search, I decided to see what else I could do from an education standpoint and look what was trending in the marketing space. And one of the things that was trending is digital marketing. And through finding that trend and doing additional research, that led me to take the free certification from Hubspot called the Inbound Marketing Certification at that time. Once I completed that certification, I put that on my resume and started applying to jobs. The digital agencies I applied to were more focused on my free Hubspot Inbound Marketing Certification over the Cornell one that I spent close to $3,000 on. And that's because HubSpot was an up and coming company in the tech space that everyone was talking about at the time. From doing the HubSpot certification, I ended up getting 2 job offers. The main lesson I took from this experience is I realized that some certifications hold more weight than others, depending on the industry and company. When you're researching and figuring out what certification you should take, it's important to do your research and find out which certifications are relevant and valuable for your desired field. Later in my career, for my second pivot, I wanted to pivot from marketing to product management. I struggled to make the switch with only a marketing background, so I took a product management certification from product school that was about $5,000. It was an 8-week course in product management that, again, I found fairly simple and straightforward. As long as I completed the work and attended class and participated, I knew I passed. And again, I mainly did this to get something that was product management related onto my resume. Once I finished my product management certification, I resumed my job search into trying to pivot into product management. And although hiring managers were impressed with my proactiveness in learning and pursuing product management, they preferred to go with someone that had actual experience in the field. That's when I realized that certifications alone are not enough to help you get that job and help you pivot into your new field successfully. As a recap, when I got my first full-time marketing job, I had marketing education along with marketing work experience via an internship. When I was trying to pivot from marketing into product management, I only had education and no experience, which made that pivot a failure. At that time, my job search to pivot into product management ended abruptly because of COVID. And at that point, many companies were scaling back with their hiring, with job offers being withdrawn and massive layoffs. At this point, with how bad the job market was due to COVID, I knew I couldn't move into product management anytime soon. So knowing I needed experience along with my education to get into product management, I decided to build a side business in career coaching to get that product management experience. Because ultimately, product management is you take ownership of a product and you help build it, whether it's through features or marketing. So my career coaching business was the product. Fast forward a couple of years later, now my focus is to continue building the career coaching business with no desire to do product management as a job. So based on this personal story that I'm sharing with you, here are 4 lessons that I want you to take away to help you make an informed decision on taking that certification that you've been eyeing on for quite some time. The first is experience is ultimately the main deciding factor in hireability. However, education can help show people your commitment to learning the field. Number 2, don't think of certifications that have a brand name as an easy way out or an easy way to pivot into your desired field. Do it for the learning and building your foundation. The problem with today's society when it comes to education is people are doing it for the grades or to put something on their resume, but they aren't actually improving their critical thinking skills and learning properly in the process. For example, if you're taking a coding bootcamp, just because you finish the program doesn't mean you can stop learning. Coding is always evolving, so it's essential to continue learning and building your craft. Because if you don't, you will get left behind. That's why it's critical to enjoy coding, so when you get proper foundation from a school, you will know how to learn new skills properly and build that marketable skill set. Number 3, don't go into debt to invest in online certifications or other types of educational programs. Pivoting to a new field takes time, meaning job searches can be long, so only invest in education with the money you have. The 2 certifications I took, I already had money to do it, so I wasn't worried about paying it back immediately or doing it in monthly installments with interest. This helps reduce my stress and gives me the ability to think critically and properly when it comes to improving my job search success. And the last lesson I want you to take away from my story is that rejection is just redirection. You can do all the right things. However, rejection will still happen and there's no way to avoid it. So don't let rejection bring you down. See it as an opportunity to direct your path to something better. I tried to do my product management pivot with and without the certification and got rejected in both scenarios. And then as I mentioned, when COVID happened, a lot of the junior product management positions were either on hold or removed completely. At that point, I knew product management was not in the cards for me. So I had to redirect my path and decided to build up my product management experience in a different way by starting a product, so to speak, in career coaching. Ultimately, I enjoyed it to a point where I want to build this career coaching business as much as I can and no longer have any interest in pursuing a product management job. So be open-minded when things don't go your way and leverage the skill set you've built in another way, and you may end up discovering an interest that you didn't even think about. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for watching. For more content on careers, job search, and self-improvement, make sure to hit that subscribe button.